The town of Berlin. Country charm at the center of Connecticut.
Okay, welcome everyone to our town council meeting. We'll call this meeting to order, and we'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance. Flags move again. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Roll call.
Councilor Campanelli.
Here.
Councilor Evans.
Here.
Mayor Kuzinski.
Here.
Councilor Reddy.
Here.
Councilor Canessa.
Here.
Councilor Rashad.
Here.
Councilor Roscoe. Mayor, you have a quorum.
Thank you very much, Kate. Okay, we have now our audience of citizens. If anyone wishes to address the council, now is the time with anything you'd like to enlighten us with. Yes, sir. Yeah, you've got to come up. We just have to get your name and address for the record. I'm sorry about that.
Sure enough. My name is Richard Burkharth. I live on Savage Hill Road. I've lived in the town for more than 50 years. Just the reason to speak concerning the golf commission that's going on. I think it's a great idea. I'd like to just say a few things about it, and I have a question or two. First of all, I think it is a good idea. What I've read, I hope the commission, which I think answers directly to the council.
To the town manager and then to the council.
So it's my understanding that the director of golf answers to the commission? Which it should?
Not really. I mean, the commission is really more of an advisory, and he will be an advisor to it, the director of the golf course.
Okay.
Much like our planning and zoning commission. Many of the commissions have a advisor from the town. Our town planner obviously is the advisor to the planning and zoning. They do make their decisions. They're going to make decisions.
I understand.
Yeah.
I also think that the commission would be better served having a commission of 3 rather than 7. 3 really works. My experience rather than 7. I would recommend that the commission has more teeth than you're giving it. From what I've told, the golf operation loses $50,000 a year. Something's wrong. It doesn't, I mean, in this town, and if nobody's got a handle on it, somebody on the commission should have a handle on, unless the town is looking to just charge things against the golf course to make it work. I don't know if that exists. I have no idea of that, but if you've got some people on that commission who have got teeth to explore what's going on, get to the bottom of it, I am sure in a heartbeat I could find 2 people to come up with a lot of money to run that golf course for 25 years, and the town would never lose a penny. That's my opinion. Anyway, I think it's a good idea. I think the commission should have more teeth. I think the director of golf, is he also the superintendent?
Yeah, Mr. Zuck is the supervisor out there. Yeah, he's basically.
So he's the superintendent and the
He's
director?
the director. I think the director.
Director of golf.
There's a separate superintendent.
Anyway,
he's a separate superintendent, right? Yeah, Jerry.
He's one and the same.
No, Jerry is actually the superintendent.
Okay,
John Zook is the director.
got it.
So there's a couple people out there.
Anyway, I would suggest that the commission has more teeth. If the objective is to make it more enjoyable for the people of the town, it's a great golf course. I mean, when that course was being formed, spent a lot of time with Al Zakoris and the Tommaso Construction Company, and it's a great layout. Again, I guess the thrust of what I want to say is I think certainly the commission should have a lot more say and teeth, answer directly to the council, and I think that everyone should be responsible to the commission. That's my opinion, because that's the way it works in the golf industry. Thank you very much. That's all I want to say.
Thank you. Appreciate your comments.
Thank you.
We'll take a look at that. Anyone else from the audience? Going once, going twice? Okay. That will close our audience of citizens. We will move on to our meeting agenda, starting with our consent agenda. We've all had an opportunity to look at the consent agenda. We'll take a motion.
Okay, a motion to accept the 3 items on the consent agenda in front of us tonight.
Second?
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. Move on to new business. Item number 1. Mr. Gilliam.
For new business, tonight, the first agenda item is to request a waiver fee for a small Shops Ball event to be held at A.S. Labiniak. It's a locally owned food and pet food store, and they're having a grand opening as part of this Shop Small Day. It's going to be at 945 Farmington Avenue on October 14th, and they're requesting a fee waiver for that event. And Chris Edge is here to discuss it.
Great.
Sure. Working with the owners of A.S. Labiniak, which in the last year or so had relocated back to the original building on Farmington Avenue, working with them on a Shop Small Day. Essentially, the idea would be in the rear of the property to have anywhere from 15 to 20, 25 businesses, which would essentially have tables, tents, and really to get people to think shopping locally in Berlin. Essentially, the idea would be go in, we'd do a ribbon cutting, and then people come in, they'd go there, they're probably going to have a couple raffle baskets, and then any proceeds would go to the Connecticut Humane Society. So it's a nice cause, helps a business as well as a couple other small businesses, and just looking for the waiver of that fee.
Great. Thanks. Take a motion on this.
Okay, move to approve a waiver of the planning and zoning special event permit fee of $150 for the Shop Small event on October 14th, 2017 at 945 Farmington Avenue in Berlin.
Second.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. Thanks, Chris. That's a great thing that they're doing, and it's great to get our small businesses together and promote them in town so they don't go anywhere.
Agenda item number 2 is to authorize a revision to the contract for Lorero Engineering. They're the environmental consulting company working on 889 Farmington Avenue. They're also acting as the LEP, licensed environmental professional for the town, representing us on that remediation. It's been going through a couple of different phases for the remediation, and they're working on another phase. Jim Mahoney is here to discuss any questions you have on the request.
Okay, thank you. We'll take a motion first, and then we'll go ahead and have some discussion.
Okay, move to authorize the interim town manager to enter into a contract amendment with Lorero Engineering of $26,100 for the 3 additional rounds of sampling on both off-site and on-site groundwater, installation of an additional on-site well, additional general consulting and coordination of services, and 3 rounds of off-site vapor sampling for a fee not to exceed $26,100. $10,870 of this amount will be paid from the State Regional Brownfields Grant project account and $15,230 from the insurance account, as this is in the best interest of the town.
Second?
Second.
So, some discussion. Could we just get maybe, I think the council has had some updates, but maybe for the benefit of us and the audience as well.
Absolutely. So Danielle Sandell is also here from Lorero, so I'll let she
Okay.
and Jim come up and answer.
Great, thanks.
Thank you. We've done 1 round of the vapor sampling. As you know, we've got an approved remedial action plan for the site. The issue that we're trying to nail down is the off-site, whether there's off-site migration and what do we, and remedial strategy for that, because we have 3 alternative remedial strategies. So we've done 3 rounds of groundwater sampling now, the 1 round of vapor sampling. We want to have a full year's worth of vapor and groundwater sampling off-site so that we can go to the state and finalize the remedial approach. So that's what we're doing off-site, and then on-site, it's just continuing our quarterly groundwater sampling and installing an additional well. we feel like there's a possibility that the groundwater coming onto our site is contaminated, so we want to find out if that's true or not, just to rule it out as a, as a potential contributing cause. So that's what we're doing with this, and as you know, we also have grant applications pending now for some additional remediation funds. We do have remediation funds in place, and we would plan to go forward, but we just need more data first before we can do that.
Okay. Questions? Yeah.
Questions on the off-site piece of this agenda item. I know that there was 2 properties that we were looking at testing, and some difficulty in just communication with both of those parties. Are we all set with those, where this is okay to move forward?
We've got to get modification to the agreement with one of the property owners that's been generally cooperative. I think we'll work through that. The other one, when we set up the new agreement with them last quarter, it was for a full year. So that's kind of in place for us. And we are, as you said, is indicated in the item, obviously, funding sources for this are the grant, and also we have an insurance policy. We've been working with our consultant, the Corporation Council, et cetera, with our insurance company, keeping them informed. They have to approve the proposals that's before them now. We'll move forward after they approve it. But, we've met our deductible on the insurance policy, so we expect all this 15,000 off-site would all be covered by the insurance.
Okay. Anything else? Yeah, Dave.
Mr. Mahoney, the initial selection of hiring this engineering firm was competitive.
Yes.
That was back in 2013.
That's correct.
Was there any comparison to what rates or what pricing and so forth took place then to compare to their presentation of the multiple breakouts that they have for the work that they're proposing here?
When we did the initial selection, we had done, obviously we had multiple consultants proposing. We did a fee analysis comparison, and that was part of what went into their selection to begin with. The scope of what they're doing now is different than what they originally proposed on. And this is, again, town manager is also very familiar with kind of working with environmental firms, working through a process. And this is typical where, you start down the line, you do some testing, and you get information, you have to do additional testing. And so in the beginning, we weren't doing any of this off-site testing. We didn't do any vapor testing. So a lot of these scope items are new.
But we had already done some well monitoring was in the price before?
Yes.
So, I mean, there's a monitoring well installation and development cost of $5,000. So I would think that would be comparable to previous costs too.
Correct.
So,
Yes.
okay.
Anybody else? Okay.
Thank you.
Jim, thank you. We have a motion on the floor. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. Okay, town managers report.
I have one item I think that probably everybody already knows about, but we'll just bring up the date. Tollgate Road is closed. It's going to be closed for, right now we don't have an exact date. There is an ongoing remediation of a underground pipe that was discovered it was leaking, and so it is being handled by DEP and EPA. They're working with Eversource. I've been working with them. It may involve removing a culvert, so at that point the road is closed now, and they're responsible for replacing anything they take out. But working cooperatively with them, and we post on the website, and we'll keep people abreast of the time when the road's going to be open again. So just to let you know that road is closed for the time being.
Just in terms of the residents, are they able to get in and out with no problem?
Yeah, they can get in and out, but they have to
Sector?
come from different directions. Once it's closed at that culvert, so you have to come one way to get into their houses, and they go the other way. All the residents have access to their
Okay.
driveways and everything like that. It's not a
Okay.
problem that way.
Great.
Has there been any issue with wells or anything, or any sampling done?
They're going to sample the wells. They're going to check the septic systems. I would say from what they're finding that there shouldn't be an issue, but they are. I've also notified the area health district so that they're involved too. But at this point, there's no indication there's any impact on the wells.
Jack, is this from the Berlin Turnpike to Orchard Road, or is it from Orchard Road to Meadow Lane? Which
It's-
part of Tollgate Road is closed?
Well, right now it's from Orchard Road to the culvert.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, what happens, it's closed at the culvert. I mean, if you have to get into your residence, it's not closed. It's basically closed to local traffic.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
I just wanted to ask about, since we're at the end of paving season, did we complete all the paving that we had intended to for the year? Is there anything outstanding that we need to be aware of?
Right now, they're still working, so we haven't reached the end of paving season. I think they're actually out this week grinding and paving. They're supposed to be marking out 3 additional roads at the end of this week and grinding and paving next week. So we're ongoing right at this point. So we're a little bit behind, but that's mostly due to Tilcon's their own schedule. We have to work through it with them on their schedule. But right now, Brian is still and the highway crew are still continuing to pave roads. Normally, the asphalt plants don't close until Thanksgiving. I don't foresee us going till that point.
Okay.
But right now, we are continuing to follow up on the roads that we said we were going to do this year.
Okay, so there's only 3 left to go?
No, there's more than that, but the next 3 are in the queue. So
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
If you could, I know we don't have a budget from Hartford yet, but just if you could maybe just, I know, and I talked to you today a little bit, and Mr. Delaney, but I know you have been working on, contingency plans from whatever that figure might be. I don't know, we don't have any figure other than some old figures, I think, right?
No, we're working off of. I mean, the figures that we've been given are not consistent. I mean, we've heard as little as $800,000, as much as $6 million. Kevin and I we meet. I'd almost say daily to talk about it, and we get lots of input from Hartford. I believe today what happened was that they didn't take a vote on rejecting turning the veto. They just didn't vote at all, so they left. We have been meeting. We have a team of us meeting. We've been meeting weekly to go over things. That includes the superintendent of schools, the business manager for the schools, and ourselves. We're looking at positions that aren't being filled right now. We're holding on those. We're doing everything from looking at that. We've got a strategy. We think it could be between $1.5 and $2.5 million. We have a strategy. We think we can cover that between some savings that we're projecting it within the town side and on the school board side. So we think we can cover that, plus taking a small amount out of fund balance and staying above the amount that we're supposed to stay. We think we're okay there. We are also looking at curtailing overtime and things like that. We've also instituted some unpopular things, like now if you want to make a color copy, you have to punch a code in, things like that. We also just was telling the mayor a new one that this is going to be real popular. We did a survey of the schools and all the town buildings. We found that they have a number of personal refrigerators, coffee pots, microwaves, and toaster ovens. And from a safety standpoint, energy standpoint, they should be removed. So we're going to ask people to remove those. So there's going to be some energy savings there also. So we're looking from everything from big numbers to nickels and dimes. So we're looking everywhere.
Great.
Great. Well, I appreciate your planning for whatever that final figure will be, which hopefully someday we will know. Hopefully it's not as bad as we think. Thanks. Special committee reports? I don't think we have any, right? I don't think there's been any. Last meeting were our ordinance committee, which we've covered that. Councilor communications. Good. Anything? No councilor communications. We'll close that part of the meeting. We have our acceptance of minutes, Tuesday, September 19th. Take a motion on those.
Okay, motion to accept the town council meeting minutes from September 19th, 2017.
Second.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Abstain.
Thank you, Kristen. Okay. We might have pulled off the shortest meeting ever. We'll have a motion to adjourn.
I move to adjourn.
Second.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
All right. So adjourned.